welcome back to Yoga with Sarah Ford. We are only a couple days away from the first video of the beginner series, and I'm so excited for this whole journey to start. But I wanted to come in with this video to answer the question, what are props? Because I know when I first started my yoga journey, I would see all these things in the back corner of a yoga studio and not really know what they were, so I just kind of ignored them. I just wanted to introduce these if anyone has had the same thoughts as I had when I first started out, so that you become comfortable with these props because they're actually super cool. Even seasoned practitioners use props to kind of build your strength in a different way, and coming into a pose using props kind of changes your view on the pose and can open up new ways of stretching and new openings in your body, and it's really cool. I will be introducing 3 props that are the most commonly found in yoga studios and used in a practice. I will also be going through different variations of the props that you can use in case you don't have access to these specific props at the moment. So first we're going to start off with the bolster. This is my bolster, and it's firm but has a little bit of a give, so there's a comfort in there in that support. And bolsters can be used to support body parts that might not feel comfortable being connected to the ground. So if any bones are sticking out, if your back is sore or your bottom is sore, this is what a bolster comes in for. So a classic way is just sitting on top of it and just feeling a little taller. Your knees get a little bit more of a chance to relax because they're lower than your hips, and it just kind of helps the back and give support to it. It can also go under the knees, under the lower back whenever you're lying down, under the head if you want a comfortable pillow, but that's typically what a bolster is used for. And so other variations of this bolster that you can find in your home is just a comfortable pillow, or you can pile and fold towels or blankets to get that nice cushioned feel that's a little higher up. The second prop that I will be introducing are the blocks, which is just foam blocks. These blocks can come in different forms. Foam is the most popular. There's also cork, which is a little more firm. It just depends on your preference. And so these can be used kind of like a bolster. These are great for supporting the limbs and any part that feels uncomfortable. You can place them underneath your knees in any poses for support to your knees. And they also can support your arms if you're in a position that's folded over and your hands can't reach the mat. Placing these underneath your hands brings the ground closer to you, and it allows your body to experience the stretch in its fullness. So you can use it in different heights. So there's this height, and this height, so you got a bunch of variations. And I think blocks are just really cool because they provide that sturdy support that you get from the ground. It just makes it a little bit more accessible. Another variation of blocks, in case you don't have access to these type of blocks, is to use books and to stack them on top of each other until you get the right height to use as support for your body. And the third prop that we'll be going through is the strap, which is just a long piece of fabric, and this helps when you're in a stretch where you're trying to bring a limb or a body part closer to one that's farther away. So there's different ways to use the strap. You can just find a piece of fabric in the middle and place your limb in there. So like example, the foot, placing the foot in it on the arch of the foot. You can fold it in half if that's a better length and distance. The other option is if there are rings attached to your strap, is to feed the strap through both the rings until you make a little loop at the bottom, and then you can put that in your foot so that's a secure hold, and then you have all of this string to play with. And variations of a strap, if you don't have access to a yoga strap, would be a fabric belt if you have one, or spinning a blanket so that it just becomes one long string-like object, and using that as a guidance to stretch your limbs. So those are the 3 most common props used in a yoga practice, and I encourage you, if you have access to any of those props or the variations of the props, to try it out in your practice. You'll find more freedom in your poses just knowing that you have that support and opening, where it really does improve your practice just using props. So I hope that gave you a little bit more confidence about what these props are, and maybe next time you go to a yoga studio, you test out different props throughout your practice and see what you discover about your poses. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss the first video of the beginner series coming out in November 1st. I'm super excited. I will see you there, and namaste.